Good morning, traders. And this is your Dow Jones Day Trade setup. So, starting off on the weekly chart here, and you can see the last 3 weeks we've had complete indecision. Now, before we actually move into the different levels, I just want to point out these, particularly these two here. This is also a range bar, but this one's a proper range bar. That's a sort of half-hearted range bar, but it's still a range bar. Okay, so in other words, during this week, price went down, went up, and basically closed pretty close to where it opened. So a lot of indecision. Okay, now if you backtest this, when I say backtest, go back multiple time frames, multiple assets, and you'll notice that if you treat that bar as an actual range, you'll often get the range break target as well as the secondary target that often gets hit. Okay, so wherever you see these range bars, I mean, here's one here, you can see we got a break to the upside. And if I move this across to there, you'll notice there's the range target there, and you can see how we hovered along there for actually 3 weeks before breaking up further to the upside. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That is what we got the week before last, actual fact, is a fairly significant range bar. Now, if you follow my closing range breakout strategy or any of the range breakout strategies that I look at, you'll notice that I'm looking for a close below this level. Okay, so I'm going to leave this Fibonacci in so we can just see if we've got a daily close. I know we do have a daily close below here, but I'll show you what I mean by that. Next thing I want to do is I want to draw in this level, which happens to be right at the bottom of the range as well. It's this swing high. Okay, my next weekly fractal is all the way down there. Okay, if you're looking here, there's no weekly fractal. This one doesn't count. It's not on the inside bar. I wanted this side of where price has gone through. Okay, so there it is there, which kind of lines up with this one here. So what I could do is just take the closer one, which is there. Okay, so those are my 2 weekly levels. If we now drill down to daily, you'll notice a few things. Firstly, we got a daily close below this range. We then got up to the 50% of the range, which is pretty much the gap close. And now we've got an inside bar, and we're busy forming another inside bar. Okay, then if you look at it from a moving average perspective, the trend is down, although we have rounded. And our oscillators have grouped. So there is still a possibility that we move to the downside. But then again, there's also the possibility we can just continue climbing like we did here. Okay, so for now, I think it's lower time frames until we can get some kind of a decent direction. Okay, the fact that we close below this level here of 25,430 on the daily, which happens to be quite a significant level because it's the bottom of a weekly range, it's a 200 moving average, and it's also a weekly level that is broken through. Okay, so that is fairly significant. We do have an indication here that there is potential for a move to the upside, but we're going to drill down and actually pick up what we have here. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour, trend is up. We also have a shoulder, head and shoulders here. Alternatively, what I have is I'm drawing. Remember this pin bar here, the data is incorrect, so it should be, we should be going like that. Okay, so there's no real trend, but this does look a little bit like a megaphone formation. Okay, And megaphone formation like this can break either way, but a lot of times it's consolidation based on the previous move. So there is a chance for a move to the downside. Okay, nothing concrete here on the 4 hour. So let's just get to the 1 hour. Right, so you can see the trade levels that we had on Friday pretty much played out. We didn't hit that first level, although as I said to you, that was a logical entry. Here's your next logical entry because there is a fractal there. And where is your logical stop loss? Your logical stop loss is below these points here. So my view of this was a range. Oh, sorry, not a range, but a breakout retest. I was long at this point here. We rallied, came back, and this bar did worry me, but waited for the next bar. Next bar hit the level, and we bounced off it. So it immediately allowed me to move my stop up once this 1 hour bar was created to below here. And we managed to get out pretty much from this congestion over here. Okay, so looking at any strategy at the moment, there's nothing standing out that this is an upward trend or a downward trend. So if you're looking at the Bull Williams will be flat. I mean, we can pop across there quickly. See what I mean? They are flat. Okay, so alligator sleeping. You look at the awesome oscillator, complete confusion here. Okay, if you relate that to what we have here, moving averages are flat. Even the 200 is also flat. We have got a crossover with the 200 moving average, both 200 moving averages. I am a little bit concerned that the 200 moving averages are pointing down though. Okay, so I suspect we're going to get this gap closed today before we get any direction. So that's the one side of it. But I'm also not 100% convinced that we're just going to come down, close the gap, and then turn around and rally. Okay, so a couple of things at play here. We have a potential double top. There's my neckline, or a potential range. Okay, now a good thing to do would be to do that. Okay, and this is very typical of a range forming. You often have multiple patterns. So you could have a potential double top. At this stage, it's looking like a flat top triangle. So there's two patterns, and that's why people play the break out of the range, because there'll be multiple patterns inside the range, but you're looking for a break of the pattern, and it'll be either this level here of 25,630, or alternatively this level of 25,545. For me right now, I think just sit patiently and wait. We've got too much indecision here. If you look at this level here on Friday at the close, we had all these tails to the downside, tails to the upside, lots of indecision there, and we're currently busy with a lot of indecision here. Okay, technically, we are above moving averages, so there's an ever so slight chance that the trend is up. But for me, this is not an aggressive uptrend. This is flat. Okay, we can drill down even further and just come to here. So looking at the half hour, see a bit of a different picture. We've got moving average quite steeply to the upside, but look at my oscillators here. Okay, so I do have a grouping there where we sold off at the close. We did get a crossover far apart because of this gap up, and now we're starting to get a grouping to the upside again. Okay, no diversions at the moment, but we also have this brewing. I'm just going to fine tune it to there. So there is my triangle. Okay, so a break to the upside obviously gives me a potential for a break above the range, but at this stage I think I'm really going to keep myself confined to the current high and low, and if that changes by the time Europe opens, I'll modify this range. But right now, that is the range I'm looking at. Let's put this in the middle. Okay, so if we do get a break above 25,905, 25,910, that's going to give us move the upside. I wouldn't take that this morning, because often what happens is you get this kind of gap up and then you muck around like this, then all of a sudden you turn around, come back and close the gap at the bottom. Okay, and then you kind of build. So that's the way that I do it, and a break below 25,830 will definitely give me an opportunity to come down here to the gap close of 25,772. What does concern me though is we had this strong rally on Friday, then a long period of consolidation, and then a massive sell-off. This wasn't profit taking. Okay, this to me looks more like people that were lining up shorts, especially with the strength of the downward move. So it was almost like over here they were scaling in. They were scaling in their shorts. Every time it bounced up, they scaled in, and then eventually they got to trigger the stops as people were moving their stops below the swing lows, and that's what this is here. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of my view at the moment. I'm a little bit confused because we are in a range. So in other words, I'm not committing to a trade either way, but we'll wait to see what the breakout is. And obviously you can go down to 12 or the 15 minute, and you'll see what I mean here on the 12. Look at all the sellers stepping in here. So sellers are scaling in here. So break above here will be pretty violent. It'll move quite rapidly to the next level. A break below here is also going to be fairly violent, but I would suspect it would, we'd find some kind of support either in this area here or a little bit further down over there. Okay, so the levels on the downside would be 25772 and 25730, 25772, and stop level is obviously going to be below this area here, of actually lower than that. Take that fractal there. So stop level is going to be around 25625. Okay, so because the stop level is so far away, I'm not really interested in getting in long here, especially not with this price action. This to me is looking like we are going to come down and close this gap. But what often happens as well at the European Open is we tend to have a fake out on this range, or we turn the range into a wedge or something like that, and then the sellers step in and drive it down. So I'll wait until the volumes pick up. So the volumes right now with the Asian session will be extremely low. Okay, and just bear in mind, we are above all the moving averages at the moment. Parabolic SAR is also showing that the trend is up, but these levels are fairly strong. So for me, this is top of range, almost top of range actually. So we need to break above these two fractals here before I even start looking at it. Okay, so that's the way I'm going to look at this morning. Watch out for this. We do break the downside, expect gap close, and whichever direction you're trading in, just keep it for a day trade. Don't try and hold overnight at the moment. It's not even worth it. This has been driven by politics at the moment. Okay, so yep, that's it for me today. Hope that helps, and yeah, keep those stops really tight with this range, and expect a normal Monday's trading with pretty much no direction. Okay, anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Cheers for now.